Hello everybody, it's your boy NoukonNeko, your perfect virtual feline friend, the purveyor of good vibes. Today we are here to continue playing some more Genshin Impact, and I noticed there's like a little white thing right there. I just need to move it a little more to the right, but there you go. So the last time we played Genshin, we were deep in the prison. We're still in the prison. We should still be in prison. let me actually teleport myself over there. Oh wait, I have expedition rewards. Let me go do that real quick. Then I'll go back to the prison. As weird as it sound. Okay. Great. That's out of the way. And now I can go back to the prison. So I'm in Fontaine's prison. Trying to figure out what happened to the child, why he disappeared. There's a chance that he could have escaped, but we don't know. That's one of the mysteries we're still trying to solve today. Down here? Down here. But yeah, we did find out about a couple other mysteries that happened in the prison about, like, you know, the weird meal we get for lunch after working hard for 3 days, and the weird bottle drink that we get that looks like blood for like betting on 2 different contestants in the fight club at the same time. And that was pretty much where we ended in the last episode, right? But yeah, we figured out what exactly is going on, how he figured out like our plot. Well, technically he was keeping a close eye on us, right? We know that much. And yeah, we're gonna learn the last bit of secrets he has in store for us. I forgot what was the last question he mentioned. Oh, what, you know, the doctor. I forgot what her name was already. Squesween? But you know, the little doctor girl. I guess the last mystery is trying to figure out what she's up to, with her like whole purpose in the infirmary is, right? And my guess is they're doing research and trying to figure out how to prevent, you know, the primordial water, which seems to be kind of starting to mix with the normal seawater to affect the people in Fontaine, right? Because as the water level is rising and the primordial water is, you know, part of it, all the people in Fontaine will slowly disappear, and the prophecy where the Water Archon, Rena, will be the last one will come true unless the thing is done. And I think that is what they are kind of investigating when they're this deep in the water. But we will see if that's the case when we talk to the Duke. Either that, or maybe they're doing something even more malicious down here. But I kind of don't think the Genshin would be doing that kind of story. I mean, they don't have a reason to do anything really malicious to us, right? No like evil experiment down here.
Excuse me.
Sisterween, that's what she's called.
I take it Mr. Fremenet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegeween?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
Yeah, she did dive in the water too to save our Fremenet, so it's surprising that she's okay.
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten?
Please enlighten us as much as you like.
Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals.
Why didn't you stop them?
Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went, so I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
Oh, so he doesn't know either.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your work for you?
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremine has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Lenny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates, that's all.
Oh, right! Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremine was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
So the Forbidden Zone really exists? What's inside it?
That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremine.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Yes.
Follow me.
Forbidden Zone. Oh, it was underneath the whole time here?
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
I have no idea what to expect down here.
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or
Hopefully it's not one of those things where now that you know that secret, we can't let you leave alive.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special.
And that is...
What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Yeah, what can it be? Some big secret that he doesn't want to let out, huh? Something that I would even keep a secret from them?
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
Whoa! They all just went up one by one.
What's in the middle of the room? Is it gonna be just primordial water that they're trying to keep from, from leaking?
Go on, have a look.
That'd be like my only guess at this point, but this room is really empty with nothing in here, which is quite strange on its own. There's also a device smack dab in the middle of the room, which looks like some kind of massive sluice gate.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking?
The water pressure?
Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're already under the sea!
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising.
Primordial seawater is gradually leaking into the sea?
Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh. Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us.
I mean, that was my only guess at that point. I guess I was right. It's like the only truth that behind there that would be kind of dangerous at the same time, very informative to the enemies that want to know the secret. But yeah, what can you do about this? So I'm guessing that's what the infirmary is all about, right? To kind of trying to solve this mystery and find some kind of cure.
The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all.
Yeah, so why did it suddenly start moving in the first place? It's probably the biggest question. If it's been like this for a while. And if the primordial sea is leaking through, if the skate falls, all of Fontaine will fall with it.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
It's tough, right? Because if you tell Linny and his group, being Fatui, if they're being really mean, then they could easily try to speed up this process and wipe all of Fontaine out, right? But Linny said that he wanted to prevent this prophecy from happening where all the people would disappear, right? So technically, he could help. But the question is, how much should we really trust the Fatui? That could be just something he says just to get us to trust him. Yeah, it's tough. Should we tell them? Well, we'll see. We'll just continue on and see what if they even gives that choice.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the Primordial Sea? Who built this place anyway?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon Egeria ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors.
It's kind of like, the wall in Game of Thrones, right? Even though you get in trouble, you become criminals, you get sent to the wall, right? To do something good for humanity. I like that.
The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
Kind of also scary, right? If primordial water breaks here, then everybody in this fortress are gonna be the first ones to go.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
Do you believe in prophecies?
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
So, as a Duke of Meropide, just what do you plan to do about it?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Is it going to be that for Marie?
This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone!
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
Yeah, I knew it.
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Edwin? Can't remember. Edwin who?
He's the one who blew the whole institute sky high. Everyone knew he was a bit crooked in the head, but you're not a local, so I guess it's possible for you not to have heard of him.
Edwin's main areas of research were archeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meropide?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
Was that really necessary?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Is this just a normal room?
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
This is...
What a huge ship?
It's an ark. You know, like Noah's Ark.
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
I mean... They didn't have to build that all the way down here, right? But is that just for the people down here? Because technically people above can all just be on boats, right? They'll be safe even if the water level rises.
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the Primordial Sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
This is a plan for the ages. Can't you share your plan with everyone?
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions?
You really likes tea, huh?
Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back. I'll leave you here for now.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
It means that my action will now decide the next step Linny's group's gonna take. In a word, I want to tell Linny the truth. I must make him understand that we cannot afford excessive conflict right now.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Yeah, we will.
Great. I look forward to what happens next.
That's done. Just need to get to the free. Wait, is there... Where are we? Back up. Just fine. Been the infirmary, so very convenient.
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Seishween.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Linny sounds a lot more like his old self. Feeling better, Linny?
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sejuin is also busy with something or other, so let's just talk here.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Mirapede.
Oh, he's on the right track.
Whoa, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Linny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why?
Wait, did he roadblock them? I feel like he just let them investigate and do whatever they wanted and then rescued them when they got into trouble. Well, I guess except for the case for Lynette, I guess.
I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Mirapede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Wriothesley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Wriothesley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Maybe his grasp of the big picture is amazing. Well, it's funny because technically I came with very similar theories, right, at the beginning of the stream. I did predict the infirmary was doing something about the primordial water situation, and I did predict that the primordial water was what was really hidden in this fortress. But yeah, I just wasn't fully able to, flesh out the detail what that a solution to fixing the primordial water issue is. Didn't imagine they're gonna have like a arc down here. I think they were just trying to do some experiments with the water. But yeah, Lenny's probably just doing the same thing I did.
You're super smart!
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
I mean, he knows so much already, you might as well just tell him the full result. And hopefully they would...
I can't believe it.
Hopefully we would kind of put our heads together to kind of help solve the situation.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Ah,
Thank you for protecting Lenny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
don't mention it. We can work together again if necessary.
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
Aww, the sound of that makes Paimon feel all warm and safe inside.
What was that?
Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Time for some lunch. Oh yeah, it's another day, so I can roll the lunch gacha.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served in the coupon cafeteria.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here. Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sijwin?
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
I want to see how this turns out.
Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria.
What would you like to eat?
Huh? We could choose?
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Then I'll have the tasty stuff you have to offer.
Me too. Don't forget Paimon.
No problem. Just leave it to me.
Yeah, I prefer tasty over a big portion. Okay, with drinks. Okay.
So delicious.
That was awful, but okay. I mean, I guess it's good over in the end. I didn't read the first part as quickly enough, but I read about the drinks and the shakes are okay, I guess. Amazing. Free dinners are the absolute best.
Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Wait a second, we did do plenty of work after all.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Delicious.
Exquisite. Thank you. Besides the milkshake, I mean, everything was super delicious.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment.
Sijwin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well.
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Glorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Glorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Glorand had returned.
Still haven't really figured out where, well, we know where Chao went. We just never figure out, like, what happened to him afterwards.
Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
You were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos.
That doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine Nivelette's outside of his office.
Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
Guess it's time to rest. It's probably faster for me to teleport. I feel like items are always on these boxes. Or do I just constantly keep skipping them accidentally? How would I accidentally skip this one?
And away I go!
It's not like it drops anything good, even if it drops something, but it's okay. Might as well take it since I'm nearby.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Yeah, I'm also getting there. That was fast. And she snores so loud for a tiny little thing.
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
I actually didn't know we slept in the same bed. You would think I would be worried about smushing her. Good night.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
That sound. I might wake up. We need to go out and see what's going on. Arm?
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! There you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here.
Oh no.
Everyone was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
You said His Grace said to evacuate outwards?
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Then that means whatever happened must have happened down below. Oh no, isn't the gate at the very bottom?
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey! Be careful!
I mean, the water, primordial water makes Fontaine people dissolve, but not us, right?
Attention! Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Did I just jump down?
Attention! Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Yeah, it's not as dangerous. It's still kind of bad where we might, drown or get dizzy, but still, it's not as dangerous to us. I wonder what we can even do about this.
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
It rumbling?
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Almost like something's trying to break out. I can't be good. That's right, you can freeze it. I don't have cryo powers yet.
3, 2, 1.
Wow, just in time.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Hard to imagine that they can handle this on their own. What would Neuvillette even do? Hopefully it doesn't just end here. I'm pretty sure there will be some kind of conclusion.
Why are you here?
Oh, wow, we're quick.
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
Okay. You can explain everything else to me later.
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
There's a calamity happening right underneath our feet.
Look! There are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there! The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry!
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
I will do my best.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course! How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the knave, one of the 11 Fatui harbingers.
So this is the knave, the head of the house of the hearth, and Lady's sibling's father. She certainly does not seem easy to deal with. Greetings. Pleasure to meet you.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Seems friendly enough, but that can't be all there is to her. The knave is a force to be reckoned with. I should be very cautious around her.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
It's pretty good. It's quite tasty, and I think Paimon agrees too.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
Wait. Child should have no reason to have said something like that.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
I have faith in his abilities.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Rena looks quite nervous. There must be some kind of bad blood between her and the knave.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Nuvillette.
Managed to find a few leads on his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
Yeah, she's on the defensive.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
We do?
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Mirapede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
Oh. Paimon's statement just left us wide open.
The Fortress of Mirapede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
We do not. But there was also no evidence that he's been injured or killed.
Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the opera house. Is it something like that?
He's turning up the pressure. I'm not sure if Albie will convince her. I can at least try to distract her from Farina. That sounds good to me, yes.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Yeah, it's kind of funny that we're having tea in an emergency situation like this.
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Can he really handle it by himself?
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day. This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe.
Wow, he's just reversing everything. And he sealed it.
This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
Yeah, I can't imagine that lasting as long as the vote
right.
door was.
Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess, we're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Wonder how long it's gonna last for.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
You know, the crazy thing is, given how much power he has, you would almost think he's a Archon himself.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house. Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways,
And I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
Rina's not acting like her usual self. She's actually seriously refuting the name's accusation. She means what she says. It's not putting up a front.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
So, was that all a lie? Or can she really not tell us? She was so full of conviction and confidence just now, but now she's deflated like a pop balloon.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon?
Indemnitium. So, the premium water is just a bunch of energy that they've been producing this whole time, but couldn't they have kind of eased up on gathering that much energy?
Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
These aren't topics I can speak about. I don't even know what Noble's task was. Not to guess, he probably went down to deal with the surging Primero C, but can he really deal with it all by himself? And is Farina being truthful or not?
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer. Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
Such a weird time to enjoy some cake. when when the topics we're talking about are very serious, but okay. I mean, since it's there, might as not waste them, right?
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table, and I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Of course.
Paimon's coming too!
The trial right now. Why is that? Can't help but feel as soon as I exit something's gonna happen, given how everything kind of went. Whether it's a good time for it or not, when there's a kind of disaster just waiting to happen underneath us, I don't know. I feel like Vtuber is gonna do something. I thought something popped up. It's just my running, I guess.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought!
What do you want to say?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
There's no need. I didn't think that's what you wanted to talk about.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you? The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children.
Is there nothing else you want to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me.
So, the one thing that's been bothering me is that Wriothesley seems like he really wants to talk to the knave. Is it because he really does not trust the Water Archon to do something about the situation? Well, maybe he knows the knave would could potentially help with their situation, right? But he knows that the Hydra Archon would not want to do that, to take the step to kind of reach out for help. Maybe.
By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina? You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me! I'm begging you, please!
Wasn't expecting her to beg for her life like that.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake.
Yeah, like I have this very strong urge that I need to protect Farina right now.
There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article.
Wow, I called it. And this is crazy because what are we gonna do now? Because I had this whole, plan to roll for the Hydro Archon, but Neuvillette's the Hydro Archon, then man, did I get tricked. So should I still roll for him, or should I continue trying to roll for Farina? This is interesting. But we'll continue with the story. Maybe there's something more to all this.
I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Iudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering. You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
Yeah, that's some big news to kind of tell me.
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
How'd you come with that conclusion?
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon. Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
So, what I don't get is how she managed to rule out the Neuvillette as an Archon, because the way I think about it, he acts exactly like the way Zhongli would kind of act. But, she must know something a little bit more. Neuvillette? If anything, he seems like he has the power of an Archon.
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
Maybe ask what happened down there?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate.
As for what happened to our side...
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Can I ask you some questions?
Permission granted.
You have enough power to force back the Primordial Sea. Does that mean you have some deep connection to the Hydro Archon?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
What did you sense in the fortress of Meropide? Did you manage to protect those that need to be defended? Well, I have to start with the first one.
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
The clear sky is suddenly filled with dark clouds. The rain became heavier. Light rain soon growing to a downpour. And just moments before, Neverlet has just mentioned his sense of grief. Thinking back to the legend of what Fremine say, it said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Every time it weeps, the sky is clouded up and poured out rain. Wait, Neverlet, you can't be. He's really a dragon?
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the dragon of sovereign of water.
The dragon of... what?
It's funny because I said he's like Zhongli. Zhongli's kind of like a dragon too.
Huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Farina?
Neverlet, are you listening?
Ah, my apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried.
Sure. See you later, Neverlet.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Guess we'll head back to the prison. I imagine, wonder how that's gonna be explained to everybody down there. Very convenient that I could just teleport back and forth to it. Okay, let's start with the people at the top, then we'll work our way down. So is Farina really the Hydra Archon? I feel like at the same time... Yeah, it kind of feels like whatever she has is more of a curse than actual power. She is a Hydra Archon. She doesn't seem to have the full power of a Hydra Archon.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
A bare-teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello, everyone.
Looks like you're recovering nicely, Fremine.
Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clorand in person.
Sounds like he might has a crush.
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
It was a little surprising.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Linny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
Huh. That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
And we still need to find Child, right?
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
Opposing to teas and snacks. Oh, I guess to talk to them.
We should start preparing that tea party.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm all for it.
I'll help you set it up.
Okay, I guess I'll talk to the rest first, then we'll have that tea party. Sijween?
Sijween! Traveler, Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
Don't worry, we're both doing great.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it? A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulette paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being. Of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided. How did Nervulette know that he was needed here? Well, Monsieur Nervulette has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so relieved to see that you're both alright. If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days. Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel free to visit the infirmary for a break at any time.
No more gacha lunches, I guess? We just can get the SSR lunches for free?
I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know. They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
Oh, wait, I could still talk to her too.
If you can find the time, please stay at the fortress for just a while longer.
Yeah, it sounds like we'll be here a little bit more. It's kind of weird being here for a couple of days and trying to get back out afterwards. Oh, these two. Right?
You guys are back?
Crystal! Lavaroon!
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
We left. We just came back.
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals. Is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
I'm sure the welfare meals must have just skyrocketed in quality recently. Your meals will bring all the prisoners to the cafeteria.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Yeah, I forgot he's one of the cooks here. Okay, and the last person is probably the Duke, right? And maybe Clorinda. Are they both here still? Oh, guess not. It's these two.
Courier, Miss Seishween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? What's you two?
Junior, Lurvine, we're back!
How they're not a couple already?
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
We're fine, thanks.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all!
If they are, they're really good at it.
Courier, the rumors about us are literally everywhere now. Please do something about it.
But it's not like I caused them by myself. All right. I'll try to do something about it when I can find the time.
Really does sound like they're just covering it up, but either that or they aren't officially a couple. At least they don't know it, but technically they're close enough to really be one, and they don't know that. Either they're just very dense. Either they're very dense or they're covering it up at this point. Talk to okay, so they are the last one. Where are they? Oh, they're above. Are they just having tea above us? I guess Clorinda went back up if she's not here.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Eudex himself to exchange the courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think that's going to work.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewin's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewin.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Nervalette got the milkshake. Clorand received lipstick instead.
Oh.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Yeah, that's totally random.
Well, it's Nervalette's own fault for making Sigewin worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from Sigewin too?
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
Is food still covered? I almost feel like we're just, prison's just a cover for free stay and free food.
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Hooray!
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Wonder how much coupons I still have left. Can I just teleport to my dormitory? Sometimes I wonder if this is actually the fastest way to head back. Yeah, I still don't know how long that's gonna hold. Something Nervalette could actually let us know, right? I mean, he doesn't know either.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same.
Feels like the huge weight is off our shoulders. Feels like we regained our freedom.
Mm-hmm. Being free sure feels pretty special now.
Paimon, there's something you'd like to say?
Huh? How did you know?
Because you usually just immediately fall asleep.
Hey, that's not true! Alright. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all. It's like we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
You're the best adventurers ever.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
Being a guide counts too.
Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward. Just the thoughts making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary. We should be safe now, right?
We'll be fine, so don't worry, Paimon.
Alright then, good night to you, Traveler.
Good night to you, Paimon. Oh, child's thing, that's right. Forgot about that. Quest complete. Are we caught up now? Yes, we are done. We're now caught up with the 4.1 story, I believe. Yeah, no more Archon story. I mean, there's still character stories that we could do. What character stories do we have? We have too many. to have Lenny and Neverlet. I won't do it tonight because it's getting kind of late, right? But I do want to do Neverlet's story because he seems kind of like a major character that we probably want to cover. That might be important for future Fontaine events. All these other characters are kind of more side like characters, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to be so important, you know, in Fontaine's main story, right? They're not going to be locked down in Fontaine's main story because I haven't completed these. Lenny probably would be the character that most likely would, besides these four. But Neverlet for sure is number one. Probably need to worry about him first. So even though I finished with the 4.1 main story, there's a couple more I probably want to handle. And if I have even more time, then I'll go down with the rest of the characters I hear. But for tonight, I think maybe I'll just probably grab that and do the rest of this event, because I'm pretty sure the rest of the event is now available. Yeah, they're all available now. I just need to go do it. I need to go jellyfishing. So a little bit less story in the rest of the night, but you know, more actual action. Should I have saved that for later? Yeah, I have a little bit of time left. I don't have that much, not enough time to continue any other story, but definitely enough to probably do the rest of the event. I say the rest, but I don't think I have really started that much. All I did was talk to that guy. He's like, "Oh, I sold some jellyfish that people released, and now I'm in trouble for those jellyfishes being in the wild. So can you get all those jellyfishes for me?" And that's how I am doing this event. So it can't be that bad, right? Oh. Borrow that. Yeah, I haven't done too much sea combat. Been so focused with the story that I didn't have time to do anything else. Not good. That artifact inventory full. I don't even know what to spend it on. No, here. I'm just gonna pick something at random. Let's start with crowns first. And level it up. Something that I have already started working on. Crit damage, crit damage. Maybe not those. So much crit damage. Attack. What? That doesn't make sense why I would even pick this one to level up. An attack? HP? HP crown from... Plus set. That might be worth it. Crit rate's great, but not those substats. This is actually kind of hard. Critical rate? No. I have a lot saved up, but I haven't actually worked on that many. I think I could let go of Elemental Mastery. Almost anything that actually needs Elemental Mastery is better you kind of use the Elemental Mastery set instead of an energy recharge set. So I wonder what Raiden's using right now. Here, let me take a look. Crit rate, crit damage. Yeah, that's kind of hard to beat. Oh, she has a crit damage. No wait, that's Yelan. I guess I was working on Yelan for the crit damage. So if that's the case, it's kind of hard. I need something to burn it into, but it's not obvious what to throw it all into. Those are pretty bad stats. Rate, HP. Damage, bunch of attack. Those aren't great either. Crit rate, cryo. That's a long shot whether that's better for Ayaka. I mean, it literally has to all go into crit damage because defense, HP, and defense. That's pretty bad. I feel like gambling a little bit. Here, I'll level a little bit, and if it goes to any of those other three, I'll stop and unlock it so I know that I'm not working on it anymore. It literally has to be all crit damage for me to even consider giving this one a chance. And it's HP. Okay. Definitely not that one. Crit damage? Yelan was kind of using crit damage, right? And she kind of wants HP, so she doesn't want defense, but wait, she wants HP, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was HP based. Okay, if that's the case, I'll throw it all into here. Gotta spend all those artifacts somewhere. Be interesting if I could get more energy recharge in HP. It's just the attack doesn't matter. She scales entirely from HP, nothing from attack. So it's a 3 out of 4 chance it's something that it's actually good for Yelan. Hopefully I find a better place to store all these artifacts. XP. And to recharge, that's fine. The last one gonna be. Turns out most of these artifacts are just, you know, really low star artifacts. HP. Okay. One's right there. Mostly the same, except for this one has defense instead of attack, and then instead of the HP percentage, I have crit rate percentage, but that didn't go that high, so it mostly went to energy recharge and crit rate. Oh, I didn't even go to crit rate. It's just mostly HP and energy recharge. This one does have more energy recharge. I don't know. I don't feel like Yelan has that much energy issues. If I did, then the one I just leveled up would be better. But yeah, I just let that sit around. I mean, more HP based characters are coming, so it might be good in the future. But okay, let's start this. Trying to collect some jellyfish. It's like more like a water race than anything else. It's kind of like when I was playing Hogwarts Legacy. I was doing one of those like broom side quests. It was racing side quest with the flying. Oh, did I miss that one? It's okay. Too high. No. Okay, I missed some of them. Are they a different color? I need one more. Oh, it's right there. It's probably at the very beginning. Do I have to do a better time? Get the other rewards? No, I got them all. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter too much. How am I doing time? I should be able to finish the event completely and be good. The other thing I need to also worry about is, oh, this is probably not where I want to be. Probably also need to worry about Spiral Abyss. So that did reset and I have not done the reset version yet. Oops. Oops. There you go. I will say I'm not too much of a big fan of water combat so far, mainly because the combat is... it doesn't really take advantage to your character's abilities at all. So if anything, just having a character with a high amount of health probably is more advantageous. Is there not one down here? It's definitely a challenge here, even though it's not the one that I'm looking for, but I might as well do this one too if it's around. So I don't have to come back here later. I sometimes forget how to go up and down besides just aiming. But there's a way to go. Okay, up. Right, later, Squall. I should be right behind you as soon as I'm done collecting all these jellyfishes. Okay, I definitely finished a challenge, but I don't know which one. I'll take a look later. I'll just head to the next one. Yeah, there's so much I need to explore in general too. Underneath the water. This one? And over here? I don't know where the right path is afterwards. Actually, does this one even have a path? Oh, I see. This one's not even a path at all. This one's just an area that you're supposed to go around and look for the jellyfishes. There's And you have a good eye. That should be the final 2 patches. Okay. We're doing. So 2 and 3. All done. 4, so 5 more to go. At least it's quick, right? Takes like about a minute to 2 minutes to do. Things over here. Hey. You know, this is like the second time I've seen those pink waving hands. Is there a reason why it's pink? I will say that I can't help but think about like the jellyfishes that I saw in Japan, because yeah, when I was in Japan, I went to an aquarium that was there. And we're trying to find things to do. We're like, oh, we have time. We might as well go here and give it a try. It wasn't part of the plan or anything, and just nearby. So it was like, oh, might as well take a look, see how different the aquarium is in Japan. And yeah, they had a lot of jellyfish. Lots of different types of jellyfish there. They even have like jellyfish plushes. Yeah, they were big on jellyfish penguins and seals. I guess dolphins as well. I mean, they have a dolphin show, but I don't think there was like that much merch on dolphins. Okay. This one's a path one, just like the first one is. Oh, almost skipped one. I need to go down, not up. Huh? Did I get it? Yeah, I think I got it. That was not obvious. Okay, it makes a popping sound like that. Oh, 35. I can't help but feel like I might have missed one. We'll see. Oh, maybe I did get them all. Two more to go. Two more to go, and then I'll call it a night. Yeah, this is a really good time to end the stream. It's nice that I finally caught up with the story. Like, I've been worried how long it would take me ever since I got back from my Japan trip, and because of the Japan trip, I wasn't able to do the 4.0 story as much. So it was a lot to try to catch up. Hey, it's not too bad. I just think I just haven't had much of an opportunity to explore the ocean too much, especially given how most of like commissions and quests and stuff's still mostly above ground. I guess there was one side quest that kind of had to go down here, but in the end you, oops, had to go through like a rune. And you hit try again, it just brings you back, but it doesn't force you to start mission. But this should be the last one. After this, I'm not only caught up with the Archon story, but with the events as well, I suppose. This is definitely a good place to be when it comes to Genshin. I'll be even in a better spot after I get a couple more character stories done. And after that, I can kind of focus some other games I've been meaning to kind of give a try. I know one game that's been really popular lately that I have been curious about giving it a try is Armored Core. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of my viewers that have watched me play some Gundam games or other mecha games before would be interested in seeing me play it as well. I feel like that's like two of the biggest crowds, right? Either the people who watched me play Elden Ring, which is probably the same people who would enjoy watching me play Armored Core, and people watch me play Genshin. Everything's all connected to some degree. I think there's that, and then the other game that I've been slowly like doing the dailies for, but haven't really covered too much, is like Honkai Star Rail, and it's probably another one that maybe some of them would want to see me play more of. It's just that I had to catch up with Genshin first before I kind of bridge off and do everything else. And oh, Battle Network, I have not touched that for a while either. I need to kind of go back and finish the one I was working on. I feel like I was getting close to finishing the story too for Battle Network 5, but it's questionable if I'm even should even cover 6. I probably should, but it's gonna take quite a bit of time to finish that one after 5. I feel a little bit more comfortable with doing 6 after I catch up with a bunch of other games first, though. Okay, we're doing. Oh, there's one more left. I forgot. Oh, it's just a debriefing. Wait, what do I even get for this? What's this supposed to be? Oh, it's just a furnishing, so it's not too crazy. Hi, Miko? Miko? Emiko. I don't know why I just thought of Miko and just like ignored the E, but Emiko, nice. Welcome to my stream. Like, you just kind of caught me at the tail end of my Genshin stream, kind of. I just finished and caught up with the Archon Story, and I am just catching up with the event. And I guess I might as well go ahead and finish it off right here. Just one more thing left to do. Yeah, I kind of stream for like about 2 hours-ish. If I'm going overtime, it tends to be like around 3 hours. And if I'm going, I don't know. There's one time I streamed up to like 4 hours and I was going crazy. But it's like very late at night for me. What server do you play? You know, you're playing the EU. I am in NA. Right? I think NA is a server. How can I tell? You can tell from the login screen, but can you tell from here? I don't think you can. But yeah, end of the America server. But I wouldn't be surprised because, you know, people in America right now, they're mostly asleep. And it's starting to be morning for some people in the EU. And I get quite a people watching me because of me streaming this late at night. But that's also the reason why I say that it's extremely late for me and I should probably be asleep. But I could debrief by talking to this guy very quick. Hey, you're back. You missed out on something hilarious just now. Something hilarious? What happened? So now I just bought the retrieved jellyfish and waited here for Mr. Augria's special, but before he could show up, some of my buyers did. They told me that ever since releasing their first several batches of jellyfish, they felt refreshed and their business has been going super well. That must have been a blessing from the heavens for doing a good deed, so they came back to buy more to release. Isn't that bad news for him? Wait, did he just make more money? Like, did he just take all the jellyfish I collected from him and sold that just to get it released again? I'm still trying to catch them for you. How are you still selling them? NoukonNeko catches them. Mr. Kason sells them and buyers lose them again. Hey, is that your way of making money? Oh, is that why I had to do this 7 times in a row? Was this something supposed to... No, I'm pretty sure this part only unlocks at the very end of the whole event after doing all of them. You may wonder if... Oh, yeah, I can't see your wanderer if you're in EU. Yeah, we're not in the same server, so I can't find you by the ID. So, sorry, but I can't. Even if I could, I'm like wondering if I'm a good person to rate the Wanderer, since I don't really use the Wanderer that much. But all I know is he is a DPS character, so he probably just, you know, use the default like crit build that most other DPS characters use. Wait, no, how could I? I don't want to any more trouble with the guards. I spent ages telling them that releasing these jellyfish does more harm than good, but they simply wouldn't listen. They just believed their luck was due to what they consider a good deed. You could do it for Google. You could actually Google it. Maybe I could look at it after. Well, I'm actually not the right person to kind of rate the Wanderer. Maybe other characters, but not the Wanderer. So I probably should say no because I don't think I have enough expertise for it. But anyways, let me continue this. They even believed that my bad luck was due to keeping the jellyfish in captivity. Sigh. Just what are they thinking? Anyway, while we argued, Miss Argria arrived and immediately took them into custody. Oh, so maybe he's not in trouble anymore, but no, the people who were releasing the jellyfish are now. Guess their luck ran out. In the end, they were carelessly releasing these creatures without first understanding their habits and ecology. Really for the creatures or just for their own good luck. They were also taken into custody by the guards. Seems like they didn't get much luck out of it in the end. Huh. Speaking of which, thanks to you, the guards now waived my jail sentence. In addition to the compensation I promised you, I also have a little mentor for you. Please take it. And we got a jellyfish ball. Are these the violet glow jellyfish? Why did they look so much smaller than the ones we caught before? Yeah, they're kind of small. These are like baby jellyfish. Yep, they are smaller specimens. I picked up a few suitable specimens from the storage warehouse yesterday. There were more specimens than there are assignment numbers, though I figured I might as well give you some as memento. Yeah, that actually looks pretty nice. As for the rest, I'll continue breeding them and find a way to integrate them into natural environments. Oh, and I also plan to keeping a few of the violet glow jellyfish to investigate their clustering and glowing behavior. Well, they do look pretty cute. I think they would look cuter swimming in the water. Wait, I wouldn't say that, would I? I mean, in the water in the globe, that's fine. Just not in the real water, right? Wow, wait. Don't you dare think about releasing them. Yeah, I mean, I would get in trouble if I did that, right? But okay, we're now done with the event. And I do have some resin I could burn. But do I want to burn them? I think I'd rather just save them for tomorrow. Yeah, especially when it's about to switch to reset soon. And sometimes when I burn too early, then it makes it hard for me to fulfill my daily resin burning condition tomorrow. So it's probably better for me to wait. But okay. I think we're good now, right? Event's done. Caught up with the story. Yeah, I'm in a really good spot at this point. So I guess the next time I Genshin, I'll be working on character stories if nothing else weird pops up. And perhaps Spiral Abyss. I feel like I should probably take care of Spiral Abyss first, then we'll worry about the character story. That seems to be the best course of action, actually. So yeah, the next time I Genshin, which will most likely be on Sunday? I'm trying to think because I think it really depends. Yeah, I think Sunday. Okay, it's Sunday is either going to be Genshin or something else I have been planning. But if I go with that plan, then the next time I do Genshin would be on a Tuesday. Because Saturday will be when we do our Borders Gates campaign, group campaign with Tomoe and Jay. We'll continue doing that on Saturday, and maybe we'll do that on Monday. But tomorrow I'll be taking a little break. A 1 day break before we do this Border Gate stream, just so I have enough rest for those days. Especially since I'm in a good place with Genshin, I don't feel like I need to rush so much anymore, right? I can take my time. So it won't be too bad. And then maybe, I think Monday, yeah, one Monday in Borders Gates. But yeah, so Genshin it's guaranteed to be on Tuesday, whether I do it on Sunday or not. But whether I do it on Sunday, that's the question. We'll see. We'll see how I feel.
Take it easy.
But anyways, I'm gonna go get some sleep. So again, thanks again. Again, thanks for watching. That's what I meant to say. And I hope you guys have a good night or good morning, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys later. NoukonNeko signing out. Bye-bye.